I'm WSA 9 Weather Watch Alert Meteorologist Topper Shutt. Well, we have a weather watch alert for tonight. We may actually have to issue one for tomorrow, and a couple of reasons why. First, we'll go through tonight, and if you notice, we got a big red weather watch banner up there. We got a red tie on. When you see the red tie, just be advised, we got a weather watch alert. So here's the thing. Radar right now, this just updated, I don't know, a couple minutes ago. Look at this line of almost a solid line of storms from Cincinnati back to just west of Knoxville. You normally don't see that. I mean, you really don't. And this is going to roll through later on tonight. We still run the risk of a thunderstorm tonight. Now, we'll zoom in a little bit. Light rain around the metro. You see the blue? That's snow. So there is some snow up in Pennsylvania, and there's still an ice storm warning for our friends west of the Divide in Garrett County and down into parts of the Canaan Valley. So we're looking at just kind of a cold March rain, but there is some snow to the north. And you go farther north, this is going to really hammer Albany and the Hudson River Valley as we go through the next 24 hours. We'll zoom in right now, and really nothing super heavy. Here is the last couple of hours. So it's just light rain around Leesburg. And we talked about this yesterday. During the evening hours, 3, 4, 5 o'clock, it would kind of settle into just showers before the second round rolls in as we get into, let's say, the 9, 10, 11 o'clock hour tonight. And that will be with the front itself, and that will be the best chance of a thunderstorm, and also some strong winds. If you were with us last night at 11, I was really concerned, became super concerned about strong winds, and now we do have wind advisories for tomorrow for the entire metro area. So that's just something to keep in mind, and we'll talk more about that in just a second. Okay, so let's go back a little bit here. Let's widen this out. So this is where the storm is going to produce the snow up into portions of Albany. But as I showed you earlier, I mean, back to the west, I mean, that was just kind of crazy seeing almost a solid line of storms, you know, this time of year. It's absolutely crazy. So let's go ahead and just kind of move this back a little bit. Now, there are some storms closer to Pittsburgh. These won't get us for a while. We're just going to be kind of in a lull of some showers. So yeah, a wet commute home, miserable. Temps are like upper 30s to mid 40s, so it is a cold March rain. But the storms further west, I think with the front itself, these could actually end up bringing us some maybe the rumble of thunder. The storms that we see out toward Columbus right now, those could maybe give us the rumble of thunder as we go through, again, 8, 9, 10, 11 o'clock tonight. And then we begin to dry out. It will become a little bit more comfortable, but then the winds pick up, and you know, it's going to be an interesting next 12 to 18 hours here in the metro. There's the snow. So look how far north the snow is. It's the same pattern we've had really all year, where the track of the storm is so far west, we get rain, and the snow is confined out to the Great Lakes, and sometimes even Chicago doesn't have a pure snow. That's how crazy and how far west the track has been today. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but there you go. Okay, let's move on. We'll go back into the metro. Light activity through the rest of the afternoon. There's some of the heavier bands that have already moved up into Pennsylvania and also into New Jersey. So the roads are going to be wet when you go home. The best news is it's not going to be super, super heavy rain. Here's a close-in view. Rockville, some light rain out towards 66 and Fairfax, but nothing crazy heavy, which is kind of nice. The second round will be kind of heavy downpours for a while. Okay, so the threats. We've kind of tweaked these a bit, haven't changed a lot. Rain is still a high threat. Mix was, a low threat, but on the table. And again, there is an ice storm warning out toward Garrett County, and we had a few flakes of snow well north and west of town. But now we've upped this. Damaging winds. We have a moderate risk, I think, of that in terms of winds being strong enough to bring down some limbs, maybe a couple of trees, and maybe knock out power. So that is something that we started on last night at 11, if you watch this, and we continue to worry about the winds. So strong winds on Saturday, gusts to 50 miles an hour. If it's trash night or recycle night or something, just put it out as late as you can and get it as early as you can in the morning. A bit cool, but nice on Sunday. Thankfully, light winds, and then pleasant on Monday. Some clouds come in the afternoon, but really not bad at all. So here's Futurecast. This is what I mean by 8 o'clock tonight. We get another surge of moisture. And notice, all the flecks of yellow and darker green. I mean, that's pretty heavy rainfall. And temperatures now, watch this. It's 47 downtown. It's 40 in Cumberland. You're above freezing now in Oakland, so I don't see an ice storm all night for our friends out toward Garrett County. And look what happens. By 10 o'clock, Now it's 55 degrees. Okay, so the high of the day will be 55, 56 just before midnight. There's a little bit of leftover heavy rain out toward Frederick and also over toward Martinsburg. And the heaviest activity by 10 o'clock, according to this model, is now up 95 and headed for New Jersey and parts of Delaware. So by the time we get into, say, morning, this model's pretty much cleared us out. Look at this. Oakland's back down to 29 with snow and winds up to 50 miles an hour. I mean, that's just crazy west of the divide. We're going to have some of these strong winds too, but we're going to at least be in the 40s to start the day on Saturday. And then by Saturday, 10 o'clock, we're still upper 40s near 50 downtown, but low 40s along the I-81 corridor. So really, we're going to be talking about highs in the 50s on Saturday. Don't dress for the 50s, dress for the 40s. It will be a little blustery. By 1 o'clock, maybe we're 51. I think Futurecast running a little bit low here, 45 in Hagerstown, and you see the arrows, boom, those are the strong northwest winds. Originally, they're west, and they turn northwest during the day. By 6 p.m., 40s, winds still a factor, but not gusting anymore to 40 miles an hour. And then a few clouds at night. If you're going out Saturday night, it will be cold. Winds will be diminishing. Okay, so here's another model. This is the GFS model. 8 o'clock tonight, similar. It has rain and showers pretty much across the entire DMV. And, of course, the darker shades of green would be the heaviest rain. And then by midnight, still has a lot of rain in the metro. So this model is slower in moving all the rain out. And it was the similar case last night at 11. And 7:30 tomorrow morning, it still has a few leftover showers, albeit light, on the west side of the bay. So this model is maybe 4 hours slower than moving everything out of here as we get into a Saturday. Either way, we're left with a blustery day with some very, very strong winds possible. By midday, we're clear, and this model also picks up snow showers out west of the divide. That is pretty cool. Okay, 11:30, we're clear. Winds, notice the air is a little smaller. Winds beginning to die down a little bit by 11 o'clock, 11:30 tomorrow night. All right, so by Sunday morning, winds are negligible, and we're clear on Sunday morning. So rainfall the next 2 days, which essentially is the next 6 or 7 hours, pretty uniform, about a ½ inch across the board. European, oddly enough, a little more bullish with about 0.8 of an inch, but around ½ inch. So with the second surge, it may actually rain harder than it's rained so far today in your area. All right, winds. Okay, so we have a wind advisory for pretty much the entire metro, 10 a.m. tomorrow till 3 p.m. on Saturday. Now, I will say with gusts to 50, which I agree with, but I think some of the winds tonight before midnight as the front comes through could also gust 40 to 50 miles per hour. So I'm kind of surprised we don't have that up a little bit longer. But be that as it may, again, if it's not trash night and your cans are out floating around, they're going to be whipping around. Bring them inside or secure them. We do have a high wind warning for our friends out essentially west of the divide, not quite. Allegheny West has a high wind advisory. Winds there 55 to almost 60 miles per hour. That is crazy. So let's talk wind speeds. Now, this is a Futurecast. This is a model. In this case, it's the NAM, North American model. This is 7 o'clock, 7:45 tonight. Winds are screaming out of the east. Now, by the way, we also have a gale warning in effect for the bay. We have a gale warning up parts of the tidal Potomac and a flood watch for the western part of the bay as the water piles up on the western side. So that's 7:45. Look at the winds. 55 in Oakland. Okay, now 9:45, still gusting anywhere from 30 to 45 miles per hour. And by 11:45, and this has been pretty consistent because this was pretty similar last night at 11, winds gusting to 53, 50 miles an hour in the metro. And we're technically not under the wind advisory at this time. So just be advised that we're going to see some strong winds before the wind advisory goes into effect. This is kind of good news. Notice how the winds are just dropping off the table back near Cumberland and Romney, but still beginning to crank just before midnight here. Now we get into Saturday morning. The winds switch, become west-northwest at first, gusting to 40, 45 miles per hour in the metro, still gusting to over 50 miles per hour Cumberland, Davis, and Petersburg. And again, that's 9 o'clock on Saturday morning. And then by just before noon, winds are now more northwest, but they're still gusting to over 40 miles an hour and still gusting near 50 in the mountains. And then by 3 o'clock, we still got winds. They're going down. They're still gusting 30 to almost 40 miles per hour. By tomorrow night, just gusts 20 to 30 miles per hour, and they will diminish as we go through Saturday night. So, what are the impacts of all this? Well, you need your umbrella right on through tonight. Wet commute driving home, yes. And I've upped power outages. There's a pretty good risk of some power outages across parts of the DMV with these winds 50 miles per hour tonight. And again, 50 miles per hour possible tomorrow. So if you are going out tonight, take the umbrella and take a coat, even though temps are going to go up. So strong winds tomorrow, a bit blustery, cool but nice on Saturday. Look at this temperature trend. Starts out pretty nice, upper 50s, goes down a little bit on Wednesday, really tanks next weekend, temperatures in the 40s. There is looks like the models are kind of on board for a shot of Arctic air the following weekend. Okay, Saturday, strong winds. We're going to monitor that for another weather watch alert. And then pleasant on Sunday near 60, and then clouds come in Monday, but a nice day. Temperature still near 60. Tuesday, some morning clouds. We're okay. I have it dry Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. European model has some rain in here on Friday. The American model holding it off until Friday night and next Saturday. We'll keep you posted on that. So again, weather watch alert tonight for rain and strong winds. Possibly a weather watch alert for Saturday just for strong winds. We'll have new model data coming in for you. We'll talk to you again at 5 o'clock.